Hi, we're exploring in the woods, discovering interesting things. Now, Mary was just telling me that in the olden days when Indians roamed this land, and they didn't roam, they lived here, right? But they would maybe go out for the day, or maybe they would move to another location, a better hunting ground, and they would leave things of theirs. They would bury them so they could find them later, and they would use a tree as the location. So they would, like this big old tree over here. You see that? Now, if they buried something beside that tree, they would be able to come back and get it. Next time they're here, they know their pipe is under there or some of their tools or something. So when that tree falls over in the forest now, like this one, see this tree? Isn't this amazing? This tree has fallen over, and if an Indian buried something at the base of this tree, we would now be able to look in the ground and see if there is something that's left there. Now look at this, for instance. When this tree fell over, now this is not buried treasure, but notice what happened here. It grew it grew right around these stones. These stones are not going anywhere. They are very strong and steady, securely in there. That one wiggles just a touch. Look there's one over here, comes through there. Now when this tree fell, we were looking at it a minute ago, trying to decide about these are worms have made these. At first I thought maybe a bear had been here. When I saw it from far away, like those, I thought, oh, a bear has damaged this. But these are worms. Now, what has taken the bark off? Did the bark just fall off? Let's look. Now, underneath here, look what we find. This is the bark. This is the bark that was on there. You see, I don't know just where, but it came off of here somewhere. So this damage was done after the tree fell. So by seeing the location of it, how close to the ground it is, we can assume that it was some kind of animal, a skunk, a possum, raccoon, bear. But the bear usually, I don't know, my knowledge or experience would be that the bear would leave marks. And I don't see any marks here. Okay, now let's see something else that happened with this. Now when this tree fell, notice this. When this tree here fell down, it caught the edge of this tree. And when it fell and caught that tree, it's been there ever since. Now how long ago was that? Well, let's see what we can tell. Now the tree is going to continue to grow because it's not dead. So let's look here. Now we know that trees want to reach toward the light. So if this has been here a whole season, there should be some indication that it's tried to reach toward the light. Now we have here a few little branches here going up, but they could have been here all the time. They could have been part of the tree. Let's see now. Let me go on the other side where we're not dealing with the brightness so much. Have the sun behind the camera. Okay, let's see that. Okay. Now, we can sort of judge the age of some of this bark. See, we can see that it's older looking bark. The tree trunk itself is very old looking as far as the tree goes. The new growth is going to be down here at the very tips. See what this looks like. See, the new growth is like this. Actually, this is a dead branch. This whole thing is a dead branch. But up here, this looks like it's quite new. If you scratch, you should be able to see a little bit of green if it's living. Now I think that this has grown since the tree was pinned. This has grown, and this little bit of branch there is new. I think that because the one beside it was going that way, which meant it was still standing when that branch grew. It's hard to say, but I would say that this tree has been down here at least for one season. Okay, so that's one of those things you can do when you're investigating and discovering what's happened here and there. Okay, well, I'm going to check this tree out and see what I find at the base of it. You can see that hole there. That was probably a pileated woodpecker hole when it was standing. The bark is all gone. Of course, the bark is not at the base of the tree. At the sides, underneath all these leaves, I don't see the bark, of course, so that means that, and because of its weathering, it's so eaten away by weather, it's probably been down a long time. And you see when there's branches here, which would have fallen on the ground when it was standing, when it stood right here. So those branches didn't fall off after the tree hit the ground because the branches are all up there. They'd be up there. But down here by the base, because there's branches that match. And see, here's the base of it up here. So if I was going to explore and find out if Indians buried anything at the base of this tree would have been here when the Indians were here. You notice how old it is, how big and huge. You can't count the rings in it because they're all pretty destroyed. I mean, maybe an archaeologist or somebody, anthropologist could do that, but not me. Okay. I just wanted to let you know what you can find out when you're out here in the woods. So, go out and explore. You can do this at home. Bye.